Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to talk about the muscle car era part 2. It's an awesome time that we're living in right now. Stay tuned. So today, the topic, muscle car era part 2. We're living it. It's absolutely amazing. Can you believe that in the 60s and 70s, the fastest cars they had were in the mid 4s for 0 to 60? And those were big motors running a whole lot of fuel. Some of them had specialty models and all that type of stuff. And the cars that we buy out of the box, the standard cars, the 5.0s, the Camaro SS's, the Challengers, they're all running, well, if you get a Scat Pack or something like that, or a LT1 or some of the other models, you're running in the 3 second 0 to 60s. You're running 12 to 11 second quarter mile times, naturally aspirated. Absolutely obscene. We're truly blessed to be part of this time, and I don't know that we're going to get another one since it looks like electric is going to be the future. Hopefully not, but we'll see what happens. So I just wanted to go over some of the cars from the 60s. The 1963 Shelby Cobra ran a 4.5 0 to 60. The 64 Pontiac Tempest GTO ran 4.6. The 67 Corvette 427 ran 4.7 0 to 60. The 68 Dodge Charger 426 Hemi was a 4.8 0 to 60. And those were really good times for the 60s. We moved into the 70s, and the 71 Corvette LS6 ran a 5.3 0 to 60. The 71 Hemi Cuda, my favorite car of all time, I have pictures everywhere of it, 0 to 60 time was 5.4 seconds. 1970 Camaro SS 396 had a 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds. The 71 Mach 1 429 had a 0 to 60 of 5.9 seconds. Now I did some research from the 60s and 70s and tried to find some of the fastest naturally aspirated non-factory race cars that most people could buy and afford, and that's the numbers I'm pulling from. I know there's tons of other cars with 0 to 60 times that may be a little faster. These are the ones I've chosen for this topic. Now if we go to 2019, the year we're living in right now, the cars we're driving every single day. The Ford GT 350 Mustang, naturally aspirated, 4.1 0 to 60. The LT1 Camaro, 0 to 60, 4.1. The LT1 Vet, 0 to 60, 3.8. My favorite, the reason I have the channel, the Dodge Challenger 1320, also a 3.8, went at 11.7 second quarter mile. It's just obscene how fast these cars have become. I know we have abilities now that we never had back in the 60s and 70s. To get 50 horse, you'd have to take off the intake, throw headers on, change the heads. You'd have to rebuild the entire motor to get 60, 70 to 100 horsepower. Where now we can tune these cars, throw an exhaust and an intake on there, and get 100 to 150 horsepower. It's absolutely obscene. I'm loving it. I know you guys are too. That's why we're all watching these channels and trying to learn a little more every day. But I just kind of wanted to go through how excited it makes me to live in the time we are right now. And hopefully I get more video of my buddies with their Chevys and their Fords, and I really want this channel to be a celebration of just this car era and how fast and fun these cars are. For me, growing up in the 70s and 80s, the feeling you got, like when I would ride, and my uncle had a 70 Challenger with a 440, the feeling you would get when he hammered the gas is what made me into who I am. Riding around in those cars, you felt cool as a kid. You didn't know why, you didn't know what was going on, but when you sat in that car, you were the coolest kid on the block, I guarantee it. And fortunately, I get to feel the same way every day when I get in my car. I hope it brings you guys the same feelings. I hope you get to share the stories with your aunts and uncles and grandpas, all the, Novas and Corvettes and Camaros and all that stuff they used to do, back in the day. We used to drag race right down Main Street. Just a lot of fun times and conversations. It brings everybody together, and I hope everybody gets to share all the fun stories with their kids and their new cars. Thanks guys for coming. Have a great day.